And for more, let's welcome back Niall Stanage, White House columnist with our partners at The Hill. Niall, thanks so much for being here.
Good to be here, Natasha.
Niall, how is all of this looking for President Biden in this moment?
Very bad. I think this is one of the worst episodes for President Biden during his presidency so far in terms of the way it has been managed from a communications perspective and a political perspective. There are very clear distinctions in terms of the Biden team's cooperation with authorities when you contrast that, with former President Trump. But the failure to get in front of this story, these questionable assertions of transparency, and the issue itself all combine to make this very bad for President Biden and his team.
And as you heard in Joe Khalil's piece, Republicans believe there is a double standard now that we are seeing in between the response to these documents and the ones that were found at Mar-a-Lago. How do these cases differ?
They differ in some very important ways. Essentially, the point that can be made in defense of the Biden team is these documents were turned over promptly upon their discovery. You contrast that with the Trump instance, where the National Archives had written to President Trump's team, former President Trump's team, in spring of 2021. And by August 2022, the FBI were raiding Mar-a-Lago because they still believed cooperation was not forthcoming. Now, one point that I would make on the other side of that, Natasha, just briefly, the first batch of Biden documents were discovered just 6 days before the midterm elections, and that was not disclosed to anyone. That information would clearly have been relevant to voters who were going to the polls 6 days hence. And as I say, it wasn't made public. That is something that, had then President Trump done that, liberals in the media and liberal politicians would have been up in arms about it.
Appreciate that context. What kind of information that's possibly contained in these documents is most concerning from both a domestic and international standpoint?
Clearly, anything that pertains to national security would be very important, and it would be very damaging for President Biden if that information was proven to have been dealt with in a very reckless manner. We do have some reporting, for example, that suggests that these documents may pertain to information about the UK, perhaps about Ukraine, perhaps about Iran. So that in itself suggests a high level of sensitivity, obviously. But I don't think we want to get too far over our skis until we know more about what exactly was in these documents.
Well, the Justice Department has appointed the special counsel to investigate these Biden documents. The president says he is cooperating with the investigation. What is the DOJ looking for?
It's looking to really find out what happened here for a start. There's some reporting that they've already interviewed aides to President Biden from the relevant time period when these documents would have been taken from his time as vice president into private storage. So they want to unravel what the facts are. But I do think there's an important point to be made there again, Natasha. One of the reasons that presidents don't like special counsels is that special counsels have very wide-ranging powers. And if you read the order appointing this gentleman, Mr. Hur, it says not only can he investigate the documents themselves, but matters that arise from them. That by its nature is a pretty open-ended field of inquiry, and that is where part of the political danger lies for President Biden.
Always appreciate the insight and your time. Niall Stanage, thank you so much.
Thank you.